Hello, good people. All right, so today we're going to be fixing the Harley, hence why we have it on stilts over here. The clutch is a little slippery, right? So this guy right here doesn't catch that well, so we're going to fix it. In order to do that, we're gonna need to take apart this cover down here, which is where the clutch lies, and we're going to have to adjust it. But also, as part of this, we're going to need to take apart there's like a little cord down here that actually controls the tension in the lever itself. So that is what we're gonna get done today. Also, for the record, this is a 2021 Street Glide. So if you're watching this video or you find it somewhere and you got a 21, or I think this might also work with older ones like the 20s, not sure, but definitely for 2021, this is the video for you. All right, so first things first, we gotta start with taking this off of the clips that it's in. So there's a clip down here at the bottom. There's one up here at the top. All right, so now that's out, that's loose. This slides up to reveal this. Okay, so this is what keeps the tension in the cable. Next is this pin has to come out, and then we squeeze this down. Also, I'm wearing gloves because I don't want to touch my camera with my black fingers. Okay, so that's out, and then this comes down. Oh, and then we push it back in to lock it. Now that the slack is taken out from this is pushed in, so it's locked in place, it ain't going anywhere. Now we're gonna move to the other side and mess with the actual clutch. All right, next step is going to be to take off the clutch cover here. So these are T27 screws. Also, I put this up on the lift like a little bit ahead of time. I'm not sure that this is the most level ground ever, but your clutch lubricant is gonna be sitting in the bottom here. So you don't ever wanna do this on its side. You want to make sure that it's up and level, because otherwise when you unscrew this, all of that liquid's gonna come out. You're gonna have to replace it. Now, if that happens to me because it's not perfectly level, well then, you know, we did what we could. Yep, so let's take these out and then we'll get on the inside. Also, whenever you put this back on, you're supposed to put it on in a star pattern, similar to when you like change your tires. So just because of that, I'm going to be taking it off in a star pattern as well. I don't think it really matters when you're taking it off as much as when you're putting it back on, because when you put it back on, you have to torque it down. These are supposed to be super lightly torqued, nothing crazy. I think I'm good too with the liquid, because otherwise it would have all been spilling out. Yeah, gold. Got a little bit of drippage right here, but this is what we're in here for, this guy. So next, we're gonna have to unscrew this to loosen it up, but in order to do that, we're going to have to hold this in place. We found the right parts for this. We have 11/16 for this nut. Like, that took me a second, brain fart. And then for the actual clutch adjuster, I've got a 5. So it's in there. It's a little more loose than I would want it to be, but the 5/32 was too small, and so was the 3/16. So we're gonna go with the 5, and we'll be gentle because it is kind of loose, and I don't feel like messing that up. So, all right, let's do this. So we need to hold this steady. Oh, let's put this on first. Hold this steady, and then pain and suffering. Wow, this is harder than I thought. that's sliding in there. I need to find the right hex key because I'm not about to strip this thing. We ended up getting it off. It's very strange to me because looking at the instructions, right, it says to tighten it back after it's done. And this jam nut is only supposed to be between 8 and 13 Newton meters, which is very light. And I used my impact gun to pop it off of there because I was afraid I was gonna strip it. Then also, in other news, 5 mil was the closest thing that I could get, but it is still loose in there. So aside from looking it up online and then taking a while, yes, maybe I'll do that and I'll put it in the video afterwards, what the exact size you're supposed to use is, because I thought I had every size known to man. 5 is snug enough. So next thing we're gonna do, and yes, this is the first time I've ever done it, so I do have the instructions with me. Now that it's backed out, what we're gonna do is we're gonna we loosened the jam nut already, which is this guy, and then we're going to spin this screw clockwise until it's lightly seated. Now, I watched a couple other videos on YouTube before this, and they say that you can feel it in your hands once it gets close. So let's test out that theory. Yep, you can feel it. It gets tight. So that's too tight. Let's back it off again. So you're supposed to go until right as it touches it, and then after it touches it, back it off a quarter to a full turn. Right there. Okay, so thumbs up. So quarter to a full turn, we'll go back a full. All right, so keeping that there, then we're going to back it out and then tighten the jam nut. All right, so we've got our torque wrench, and it said between 8 to 13 was the tightening, so I put it on 10. And boom, there you go. It was like, I used this for my bicycles, and so that's how like light it was, and it took an impact wrench to get it off, whatever. Okay, I digress. All right, so now, once that's done, we need to, apparently, let's pop this back off a little bit. What we're supposed to do is we're supposed to go in till it hits, and then we're supposed to squeeze the actual lever 3 times. Yep, okay. Squeeze the lever 3 times to full, 1, 2, 3, and then back it out the quarter to full turn. Should be good. Now we tighten the jam nut back. And yeah, I mean, there's also a lot of videos I saw online, by the way, that say to put the hex key in here because the whole thing spins, right? So you put the hex key in here in order to hold it in place from this spinning, but honestly, like, the torque wrench, of course, had enough power to bust it off without holding it in place, but putting it back on, it's so light that you don't, like I just did, you don't need to put it in there to hold it in place, you'll be fine. Now that that's done, now we're gonna go back on the other side and we are going to re-release the tension in the clutch cable, and then we're going to check the lever to make sure that it's okay. Before that, of course, though, we're gonna put the cover back on. The cover should be tightened, let me tell you. The clutch inspection cover should be tightened to 9 to 12 Newton meters. So what was it? Between 9 to 12. So let's set this right. Between 9 to 12, we can keep it as 10. 10's perfectly fine. And then, which one was it? I think it was this, the T27. Yep. So this was actually correct. I saw a T27 online, and by God, it's a T27. So. are supposed to tighten these in a star pattern. This is exactly like you do the lug nuts on a car. Also, I'm pushing in with the back of my hand because notoriously torque screws are like, because of the stars for some reason, like I tend to strip them, but maybe that's because I'm a rookie, I don't know. But so I put a lot of pressure onto it to make sure that they stay in place. All right, so now let's go over to the other side. Last but not least, we have to release the tension here, and then, oh, there we go. Okay, well, that came out way more than I wanted it to. Okay, so the clip is gone. All right, let's make sure this is all snug and stuff. This popped out. We're gonna take this. We're gonna push it all the way back in. Okay, now before I cover this up, I'm gonna check the free play in the actual clutch lever over here. That'll do. Okay, so now slide this back down to cover it up. All right, there we go. Put this back into the top clip. We're gonna put this little guy on here. All right, and then that's on too. This is snug. That's not going anywhere. Good to go. We did it. Nailed it. We turned it on, let it run, looked good. So what we're gonna do is, the weather's eased up a little bit. It's been pretty crappy the past couple of days. I'm gonna take it out for a spin real quick, just a short one. Make sure that everything truly is in good order, and then I'll report back once I get back. But initially, looked great. All right, so epic success. The clutch was seated so much better. It felt way better. So this was perfect. One gripe though I do have, I've had the Ninja for almost 8 years now. Barely had to do anything to it outside of like regular maintenance. No clutch stuff, no big repairs, nothing. Knock on wood. The thing is a beast. This, not even 10,000 miles on it, and I'm having to adjust the clutch already. Maybe that's how the bigger ones are made, not sure. This is the first one that I've ever owned in my life. But yes, minor gripe, not that big of a deal though. But yeah, anyways, appreciate y'all tuning in. Have a great day, and yeah, till the next one. See ya.